Okay, Adam, have a seat. Emma, let's have a seat now, okay? Okay, everybody, Cam, let's have a seat. Yeah, have a seat. Right now, hey, if I've asked you to have a seat, that means I'm asking you to be quiet too. Okay? Cameron, that means you. Stop talking. Shane? Why don't you have them? Yes. Okay, yesterday I gave you an assignment that's due tomorrow. These are the ones that I have. I have Cam, Gavin, Ariel, Emmeline, why are we talking, and Livy. Okay? That's all I have, 2.9. Okay? That's due tomorrow. I'm just letting you know. Make sure you get... I called your name, if you were paying attention. Okay, that's lesson 25. That's page 10 of your notes. Right there in the middle. Okay. Hello, Gianni. Hopefully you can see the... Okay. Shh. Cameron, you want to start with a check today? Then let's keep quiet, please. Okay. Okay, our category today is the cloven hoofed animals. They are your sheep, cattle, goats, antelope, giraffes, camels, deer, pigs, and hippopotamuses. They are called the even-toed hoofed animals. Even-toed ones, okay? This is just a little bit of general facts, okay? Even-toed. So if they have, Tony? Yeah. If it means even-toed, how many toes do they have? Two. Are you Cam? Are you Tony?
Sorry. What?
What did you say? I was talking to him. What did you say? What was your answer? I was talking to him because he can't keep his mouth shut when I'm talking to someone else. So I called him after I called on you. Okay? But I'm asking you, how many, if it's an even-toed hoofed animal, how many toes does it have?
4? What?
Possibly, but I doubt it. But you're on the right track. It's an even number. 2. Okay? Animals that chew their cud are what's called ruminants. Okay? And this is kind of where we're going with this a little bit today, probably. Ruminants, they chew their cud, which means they eat it, it goes into their stomach, they regurgitate it back into their mouth, they chew it again, they swallow it, they regurgitate it possibly again. Okay? And so that process helps to digest that. Okay, gets it down into a finer grained type of food. Okay, but that's what they are. They're ruminants. They chew their cud. Yes.
They chew their cub? Like the cubs?
What's it say up there?
Animals that chew their cud. What is cud? What's that cud?
The food.
Oh, so like, do you think humans can do that?
Do you ever throw up?
But do you try to eat?
Do you ever have in your throw up stuff that comes into your mouth?
No.
Okay, and then when it's in your mouth, you go and swallow it again.
Ew! Why would
Okay,
you swallow
that's
it?
basically chewing your cud. Okay, gives it more flavor as it goes down the second time. Okay, yeah.
You go diarrhea?
Hey, it creates more fiber as it goes down too.
Diarrhea?
I don't know. It might. Okay. Now, to answer that question, the food that comes up, okay, the balls of food that the rumen, or which is the first chamber of the ruminant's stomach. Ruminants have a 3 to 4, basically a 4-chambered stomach.
Whoa.
Whereas humans just have a single chamber. Okay? Raise your hand. And so as that when the food's chewed first time and swallowed, it goes into the first chamber. And then from the first chamber it's regurgitated back into its mouth. Okay? It's regurgitated back into its mouth into a small form of a ball of food. Okay? So the ruminants think of that ball coming up like a lollipop coming back up. Okay? The ball, and then it just entices them to chew more. Okay? And they get more out of it. So that ball that comes up that they chew is what they call the cud.
Ooh.
Okay?
Ew.
So next time you regurgitate your food, you can say, "Mom, Dad, I just
I ate my cud.
There you go.
Ew. So I eat my food. I don't throw it up and then eat it.
Well, if you don't spit it out, then you have to swallow it again, right? So that means you're kind of chewing your cud.
I did it once on accident.
Okay, there's what's called the bovids. The bovids are, guys, useful ruminants. The most important animals, cattle, sheep, and goats, are for man's use are they called the bovids. Okay, so man uses these in a lot of ways. Okay, they use sheep to eat fields of weeds and where they don't have to go out and plow it up or cut it or anything. So they send out this herd of sheep out there, and pretty soon it's all vegetated out. Okay, and then they may move them on to another one. But the sheep in that case help the farmer keep the weeds down, keep the grasses down, the wild grasses, and etc. Cattle are used for the grazing also in some aspects, not quite as much as the sheep. Goats are also used for that. Okay, and goats are used for milk, cattle for milk. Okay, sheep for wool, etc. So there's a lot of important things that these animals do for man, and so they are what's called the most important animals for them. Okay, the bovids. Tristan.
When they skin the sheep, or when they get their wool or something, do they kill them?
No.
My sister's lying.
Nope. They just hold on to it and shave it just like you got your hair cut the other day. They cut it down.
They hold
Okay. Okay. The barber didn't hold you down, but they hold the sheep down so that the sheep's not going to move, because they are getting into they're getting into tender areas that if the sheep move, they'll cut them with the shears. Okay, and so they have to hold them down while they shave them all that wool off. Okay. Items that the bovids provide for man. They provide food.
Hold on, Mr. Brown. Can you go back one?
Bovids.
No, the other one.
Why, if we weren't talking and goofing off, you would get these answers.
Cud. Right?
Of all the one you missed the cud part.
What is that?
I'm not going to answer that question third time.
Cuddle?
Okay, so they provide food. They provide the drink, the milk that comes off of them. They provide for clothing, the leather. Okay, the wool comes off the sheep. Makes the clothing that you have on right now. Okay, And the last one, they give good companionship. Okay? Nothing satisfies Adam more than to have his lamb in his lap, cuddled up with him, okay, at night, going to bed. And I'm not talking about a real lamb. I'm talking about that stuffed one that he's got.
It's a monkey. It's a monkey. It's not a lamb. It's a monkey. He eats lamb chops every time he.
So at least you admit that you do cuddle up with a monkey then when you go to bed.
It's a monkey. It's a monkey.
I can just see it now. Adam's there going.
How do you know, Mr. Brown?
I said I can just imagine what it looks like. Okay, so that's the fourth. That's the four things. That bovids get. Did you get that down, Adam?
Yes.
Are you sure?
All four of them. Did you write cud down too?
Yeah.
Good.
I did.
About half of the world's meat comes from cattle. Okay.
So like steak.
Steaks, hamburger. Okay.
What is that called?
Steak. Hamburger is ground up steak.
So it comes out of the ground. Have the bone in it.
No,
Why do they call it ground up steak then?
because you are cutting it up into small. You're grinding it into small pieces.
Grind the meat.
Yeah.
It comes from goose.
What does?
Bacon, it comes from goose.
Oh. Have
Bacon.
you ever tried beef?
Bacon does not come from moose.
Good. No, it's
No. Have you tried duck's tongue?
I know how.
You put the head on the stove, season it.
Okay. Okay, guys. Let's be quiet. And some of you are just talking without permission,
Sorry, Mr. Brown.
and so you're about ready to get your checks. Okay? Ariel?
Doesn't bacon come from pig?
Yes, it does.
It was a joke.
Okay.
I thought it came from a duck.
I'm gonna do nothing.
Wait, me, Mr. Brown? What did I do?
Not looking at you. Okay, so half of the world's meat comes from cattle.
Yep.
Okay, and for us to get rid of this, we would be taking most of the food, most of the meat away from the mouths of people in the United States.
Oh, chicken?
Josiah,
Isn't the most like meat chicken?
no.
Really popular, tiny. And they lay a lot of eggs, doesn't it? Don't they have more, so they eat more?
Chickens? No.
About
I mean, there's a lot of chicken out there, but about half of the world's. Now that other half is, it could be 40% chicken, 30%, whatever, okay? Leave the shades alone, please. Nutritional meat and warm wool comes from your sheep. Shh. Okay? Now we're talking about nutritional food or meats that are better for you. Okay? Red meat, like the meat from cattle's, they're good, but too much can be bad. Okay? But food from sheep is a whole lot better for you. Chicken's better for you.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't eat it.
Okay, so just some nutritional meat and warm wool comes from our sheep. The mountain dwelling sheep are what we call the bighorns. Okay,
Big boy.
this is what Shane and Gavin, when you hear this big clang out there on the grass there, the button heads against each other. Okay, fighting over someone. Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
It's your candy.
Who's the
Big
big one and
horns.
who's the big one and who's the small one?
Adam, shh, think about your question. Which one do you think is the big one and which one's the small one?
I think Gavin's the small one and
Oh, you mean of those two?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. No, I don't know. It's not these two. I'm just saying. Okay? The one on the right is the female. The one on the right's the male. Okay. Shh. So they're called bighorns. You really want checks, don't you?
he kicked me.
Where is my chart? There it is. Class, that's the last time I'm going to say it. The chart is officially open, ready to go. So is my pin. Sit down, please. Okay, so those were called bighorns. Animals that have been called the poor man's cow. Gavin? Sit down, Cam. Sit down. Go clean up. Throw your pin away. All of it. And go clean up the best you can. Okay. Before I was rudely interrupted. Cam, that's one. Best you to be quiet. Okay. So, we'll start this one over. Animals that have been called. Adam, that's one.
What did I do? Mr. Brown, can you tell me what I did?
I want you to pay attention.
I didn't do that. I
Okay.
wrote that down.
You want another one for arguing? It's not funny. Okay, so for the fourth time here, I'll start this one over. The animal that's called the poor man's cow because it's able to digest the coarse plant materials on land, not suitable for other ruminants, and that's called the goat. Okay, goats are even better on a field of wild grass than sheep are. Okay, so they're called a poor man's cow. Also, they provide their form of milk, just like a cow does. Okay, but only goat's milk. Okay, I've never had it. Don't necessarily want to have it, but it's some people say it's good. Some people don't like it. Okay. Okay, the deer. Okay, the antlered ruminants. Where are we at on this? You know what? Let's just.
Just one more, Mr. Brown.
Nope.
Mr. Brown, I have a question.
Well, this will be about halfway through the lesson today, so, and we're pretty close. So, Gianni, sorry for all the interruptions, but we're going to go ahead and call it quits today on the lesson. We got half of it to do either tomorrow, or we'll finish it on Monday. Depends on what tomorrow holds forth. Okay. So, have a good evening, and that's going to do it for today. Okay. See you later, Gianni. Everybody in here,